So mindfulness is just such an important thing, and I can't recommend it more for people.
Interesting. I'm in the therapy part, but that's also that's also important to keep.
Or arguably, mindfulness and therapy are two parts of the same process.
Yeah.
Because I can't recommend therapy enough to people either, but unlike mindfulness, that takes money.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a good balance between both therapy, and one can segue into the other.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think they're separate. I think they're, like I said, two parts of a singular process of better understanding yourself and coming to terms with who you want to be.
And sometimes you have to be mindful in order to, bring yourself to go to therapy, and sometimes you have to go to therapy to start being mindful for yourself. It's like
it's almost like you're human.
Yeah, they're very interchangeable.
Hey, don't use that word.
Yeah,
Scary.
This is a non-human channel, as you could hear from the very beginning when my mic was broken and I was speaking in my real voice. I just put on a filter right now to make myself sound kind of like you guys.
Yeah, I can't get over the whole Throbbing Chode says.
I hate my microphone. I want to kill myself because my microphone sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me touch on this before I forget, because I love Hamilton so much. So, what I got from studying Hamilton was... Okay, so you joked earlier about it being basically a history lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because it fucking is. And it's basically the American Revolution set to rap for a musical theater. Which is, if you think about it, an insane premise. Like, even Lin-Manuel Miranda said when he pitched it to certain people on the cast, they thought he was insane until they heard the music. And it took him a solid, I believe he said 7 years.
Oh, that's right. It was a long writing process for him.
And so to both be able to tell a story understandably through a medium that has never been used to tell stories like this, I think it was, for those reasons, so important to look at. Because if there's a play that a 14-year-old black guy from Brooklyn can love just as much as Dick Cheney, there's something special there.
That's the one overlap in those two circles. In that Venn diagram.
That's it. Yeah, the most interesting Venn diagram. Dick Cheney and a 14-year-old slum boy.
Yeah, because how many pieces of art are going to do that? The answer is very, very few. So when I was learning how to rap it, it wasn't as I did that, I also paid attention to the words themselves. Because I was talking about simplicity of storytelling earlier, right? And he distills, huge parts of the American Revolution down to 3-minute songs. And so figuring out, okay, how does he do that? Which parts does he simplify? Which parts does he keep complex? And then how does he connect it to Hamilton to make us interested? Because he's telling the American Revolution, sure, but we need to have a character we root for. And so the first song isn't about the American Revolution, it's about Alexander Hamilton. And then the second song is about him meeting the Founding Fathers in America. And that process of 1-2, how it sets up the other, is key to the entire play.
Brevity is very much key. Something like a rap. And I think another example where brevity is not key is Star Wars The Last Jedi.
I swear to God, if you bring that up again, I will fucking slit your throat.
I'm already feeling like just mentioning it.
I want this to be...
Just strangle yourself right now.
I don't know how long we're going to be having these talks, but I just want this to be a thing we keep teasing and just never get to. It's always...
Okay, here, I figured out a way for us to discuss the film. We will discuss the top 3 worst parts of the film.
You mean... Okay, 1, the film. Its existence. 2,
this is assuming we take that as for granted.
Okay.
That's say it. I guess that's said already.
So for number 1, I propose Finn and Rose's entire story arc.
Yes. Okay. So that is definitely top 2, I'd say.
Okay, so we can at least agree on that being top 2, Chris,
Yes.
BChan.
I hate the horse things, but that's I guess part of it.
Yeah, see, I think
Yeah,
I
aren't
have to
those
narrow
part
it
of the-
down.
The whole casino.
I honestly think some of their other scenes were cheesy but passable, but the whole casino thing, you could delete it and nothing
Yeah,
would happen.
but that was mostly because of the actors being amazing actors with what shit they were given. Because it's not like John Boyega and Kelly Tran aren't great actors and actresses. They are. They were just given the shittiest stuff to work with.
See, I like the beginning of the casino scene. I like seeing what a casino version of it was.
Yeah, that
Star
was
Wars.
interesting. It felt like a second Cantina scene. It was.
It did. It was like its own version of Cantina. Not. I don't know.
I hate it too much to compare it to that.
Sorry, I can't.
See,
I don't
no. Initially, I felt like it could have had the potential of being something as interesting as that. That was the vibes that I was getting, and then for some reason, they just like the purpose of the casino scene just wasn't there, and that kind of took away from the hype. It was interesting, and then it got not interesting. That's
Okay, my proposal for number 2 is going to be much more controversial.
Go for it.
The entire First Order being fucking stupid. Because throughout
not to just kill him.
so many parts of it, because for me, part of what makes Star Wars is having the oppressive presence of a significant enemy faction, right? Because you've got the Empire in the OG trilogy, and then the person who orchestrated the Empire and who leads to it is also pulling the strings of the Separatist rebellion. And you can see the clones as ominous because they become stormtroopers. Meanwhile, you've got this First Order that is full of bumbling fools that are shit at their jobs, can't intimidate anyone to save their lives, and yet somehow have taken over all of the galaxy by just existing?
sheer.
No,
chance.
that is fucking idiotic and stupid and makes zero sense, and I can back that up with literally hundreds of thousands of words from Star Wars that I know that are still canon, not even including the rest.
Hey, do you know this YouTuber called Lindsay Ellis?
No.
Well, one, she's a UC alum, but also she actually goes into trying to figure out what the ideology of the First Order is, and the conclusion is they don't really have one.
Yeah, I could have told you that without any study. Yeah, because they're fucking...
No, just think about what they do, Brian. Yeah, think about what they actually do. They take over planets, and what do they do with the planets? What do they built a giant weapon on one planet. What did they do with the giant weapon? Okay, they blew up some planets with the giant weapon. Why did they do it? Like, what's the purpose of half of the shit they do? They follow Kylo, but why? Like,
So I added the link to it in general if you guys want to check it out. It's like it's like half an hour though. That being said, this is like one of my favorite looks into this movie.
I'll listen to it if I'm feeling masochistic.
Well,
Her
okay.
content's
What I
good. You should check out the rest of her content.
I believe you. That's why I will get around to it at some point. Otherwise, I would never consider it.
What I do propose for number 2, it would be when Rey and Kylo, they both. So killing Snoke. Is
yes, my
kind
number
of
3.
Yeah, killing Snoke is okay, but I think there is so much potential for them to drop this whole Jedi and Sith thing, and maybe unite under something that isn't that label. I was thinking of Grey Jedi. I was thinking of something in between Grey Jedi because they were both having conflicting thoughts of both Jedi and the Sith Order. They're just like, what is this bullshit? Jedi aren't perfect, Sith aren't perfect. You look at Rey looked at Luke and was like, this man is definitely imperfect, and he's kind of like a bumbling idiot, which is also like a stupid thing. Anyways,
I mean, I don't push
that's a
back
whole
on that
different
as hard as other.
yeah.
I thought that was a callback to
The
Yoda.
worst fucking thing is, all she did was see his chest, and she just turned herself into their ship.
Yeah, kind of.
It's
yeah,
like the 3 times they see each other. You're evil. You're evil.
yeah.
Ooh.
But I'm not supposed to look at you. You're
So
evil.
fucking stupid. The only good part of the entire film for me, okay, sorry, two parts. One, the throne room fight was pretty cool. I'll give it that. And 2, the light speed moment Because that's just amazing cinematography.
That's the most anime moment.
But
that I love.
So those two moments I do have problems with them though, because I think the Lightspeed moment completely breaks Star Wars continuity. Because what's stopping people from just starting to ram other giant battle cruisers with their fucking ships? Like when all hope is lost, what's stopping someone like
I feel like
the Last Order from doing that themselves?
All right, Star Wars. Chris, do you want to go before I start Star Wars science time?
No, I don't know if I have the PhD for that.
Damn.
Yes, all of my reading has given me a PhD in Star Wars matters.
I think it sounds
Well,
really
what can
cool.
I say?
I was gonna say my point was in most of the cases we see where they are fighting, I don't think they really have like. Yes, that is like a last ditch effort that people can do. I don't know if like that's resource wise. It just seems very. I don't know. I don't know
Seems
how to put it
efficient
into
to
words.
me. You can literally build a ship that has nothing but a cockpit and like lots of plating and mass, and then just launch them into battle cruisers and fucking starships.
Isn't
All right, Star Wars science time.
Okay.
Go,
Alright,
go, go.
Give it to me, Dom. I really want to hear this.
All right, so I'm going to start with a common point of reference for everybody that everyone should have seen. So in Rogue One, you can see a hammerhead frigate that the rebels were using, and they use it to ram something, right? Those are literally used for what you just described, which is moving at very high speeds to ram into something. The only reason light speed is not always used is because of how catastrophic it is for the ship itself. Because think of it like if you had a remotely piloted ship, right? And you built it purely to ram into things, it basically becomes a big missile. And the problem with big missiles is that they're predictable. And so that's the main reason it hasn't been popularly used in the Star Wars universe, is because it's not efficient to have it done remotely, and usually you don't ram a manned ship into another giant manned ship. Because number two, you have to remember that those dreadnoughts, the thing they rammed into, basically don't exist. The things that are that big are like, even in the extended universe, were like 6 things ever. And smaller targets are going to be harder to hit, simply because they're going to be, more. Yeah, exactly. So those are the main 2 reasons. The third is that things have to be moving in a predictable fashion. Even the dreadnought wouldn't have been able to get that same effect on the dreadnought if it wasn't so predictably moving in a straight line towards them.
And slowly. Okay.
Exactly.
See,
there was no evasive movement. They weren't expecting the rebels to turn around. It wasn't in the middle of a firefight. That's why you didn't see it.
You're right. Okay, keep going.
Because as fast as they can jump into light speed, you have to remember whatever ship they're targeting can do that too, and they can see where they're jumping into light speed. So it's only going to be effective if it's a surprise, which is going to be almost never in an actual battle. So those are the main 3 reasons.
What about...
That answers a lot.
See, but what if you were to have an ambush on a dreadnought that's just parked handily in a place that the rebels do know where it is? Because it has to stop sometime and move at like a reasonably slow enough pace to just be for the sake of traveling, right? So what if you plot an ambush where instead of ambushing with a bunch of pilots and a bunch of lives on the line, you could build or...
Okay, so that already happened, so I can respond to it directly.
Okay.
So that happened with a Super Star Destroyer in the extended universe, roughly the same size, and they were trying to find its port, right? Where it actually restocks and refills ammo and fuel. So the first thing about your condition is that they know where that is, because that is a significant challenge, especially once the Empire was overthrown, because it became much more decentralized. So it was a lot harder to find things. But sure, let's say they find out where it is, which they did do in the book. Okay, the problem is that place is going to be the most heavily defended place for that entire faction. So they tried 3 things. They tried sending in robots to infiltrate, which worked but couldn't actually effect enough change to really make a difference. Then they tried a suicide run of a series of ships that broke through the defensive line, with the sole goal being delivering a single frigate full of bombs right to the Superstar Destroyer, which I believe is more or less what you're proposing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was their plan. It failed simply because that is exactly what they expected, because duh, that's what you would do when trying to get the Dreadnought. So what they did was they tricked the rebels into thinking the Dreadnought was out of fuel when it was not.
Okay, and then it became a massive waste of resources.
Yeah, at that point it's the same question of any military action of intelligence and execution.
Yeah. See, I
can do this all day.
really enjoy how Expanded Universe really gets into nitty-gritty details and how canon kind of just shit all over that. It's really
Question, can you guess my favorite Star Wars character? I'll give you a hint.
There are many.
He likes art.
That's Thrawn.
Fuck yes!
Yeah,
I was about
Grand Admiral fucking Thrawn!
Thrawn is too good.
I have Thrawn, and I was about to read it. But
There's also another one that came out that has to do with him and Darth Vader doing stuff.
Oh, that's good.
That's so cute.
And they're both written by Timothy Zahn, the original author. So it's pure Thrawn.
doing
Also,
stuff. I can just imagine them just drinking a beer.
I love Thrawn for so many reasons, but one of my favorite is that he was the single most threatening figure to the rebellion across 40 books until a fucking other race made of living shit invaded the entire galaxy. Until that happened,
what's their name again?
the Yozen Vong.
The Yozenval. I don't like the Yozenval. They're just whatever.
I liked it because it shook things up and they killed a lot of people. But anyway, until then, Thrawn was by far the most threatening force, and he almost destroyed them single-handedly.
Thrawn.
Can you explain Thrawn to me? I'm not familiar with
He's
this character.
he's an
Okay.
admiral.
Thrawn is a Chiss, so he's an alien from the Unknown Regions, which is an uncharted region of space within the Star Wars galaxy. He has red eyes, blue skin, and basically the Empire comes across him on a planet while he's in exile. He takes down a TIE fighter using only like stuff he had on site on the planet, like natural shit, and basically fought his way through tactics and intelligence up through the Empire's ranks by sheer ability. Basically, he became a Grand Admiral by the Emperor's edict, and he was the only alien that ever got even close to that rank. His insight, which this is not the case with the new canon, he used to get insight on races by looking at their art, and that would show him like how that race thought, and would give him insight into fighting them strategically. In the current canon, he's just a really cultured, dignified, intelligent as fuck admiral.
Fucking canon.
But he has done some of the most cool things. Yeah, that's him.
Oh,
In the
Look at
entire,
his general chat.
he worked with one of the strongest mad force users, unaffiliated force users. One of the strongest ones. He worked with him. I believe he kicked Luke's ass twice before he finally beat him.
lol.
He also cloned. Yeah, he also cloned Luke.
Oh, shit.
Thrawn
This is all
single.
you, though, right?
What?
This is all Expanded Universe? Or is it canon?
Yes. He also destroyed an entire expedition force in this gigantic ship called Outbound Flight. This was a colony ship meant to be sent outside the galaxy, and he basically intercepted it and single-handedly destroyed it, alongside a giant race of slavers in the Unknown Region. All with like a tenth of their force.
Brian, I think all you have to know is that whatever Dom is explaining to you, if it's very badass and somewhat absurd sounding, it's probably Expanded Universe. Which is,
I also put a map to help you all out. The Unknown Region is a big dark spot on the left.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's a person who lives there. Nobody goes there.
if you also think of some really crazy if you hear of crazy Force users that Dom mentions, also it's probably expanded universe.
Actually, there's more of those in the canon.
Are there? Have they? I've been.
Like the Clone Wars alone introduces 2 or 3.
Okay.
Clone Wars is good.
Clone Wars is, I think, yes. Clone Wars is gonna bring it back. I think.
Because Clone Wars got better the longer it went on. But yeah, just with the introduction of Maul and his brother, you're already getting like alternate Force users. And then they go into like the mythology of Jedi and Sith and different like temples and trains of thought, which is all in the new canon.
Okay. Well, I haven't done research on Star Wars canon in like a year, so
There's
I'm
a
very
great
much...
YouTube channel, several. I do that when I don't know what to do with myself. Hey guys,
I just enjoyed reading so much expanded universe stuff, and I just felt so let down, knowing that it's all for naught because it's not that it's for naught.
It's called Legends.
Yeah,
and they bring back what they want. It's just there's a lot of good stuff there.
There's a lot of garbage too. Admittedly, some of the stuff is so weird. Some of this is so wacky, but that's the excitement of it. It's so zany.
I'll be the first to agree with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage. Like, I'm trying to think of specific, especially Sith. Some of the Sith were just like so passionate in their ideology that they could do like weird immoral shit. Like,
have any of you read Darth Bane's?
Yes, Darth Bane.
Dude,
Darth Bane.
Those books, holy shit!
I haven't read the books themselves, but they're just I know what happens in some of them, and it's
just do it.
It's weird.
No, the first Bane book is one of my favorite origin stories, period.
Yeah. Is it also EU, or is it...
I think he is in canon, but the details of the books are not confirmed.
Oh,
he's actually more likely to be mostly considered canon when they acknowledge he exists.
Yeah.
Him, Revan are
Revan.
the two that stand out in my mind.
Really want Revan to be as badass as he was in EU. I think Revan is the best thing that canon would provide to Star Wars because he is the best definition of middle ground.
I still think the smartest thing for Star Wars to do is to do a Star Wars The Old Republic trilogy.
Yes, they really need to do something like that. But I'm so afraid of something going drastically wrong. I would rather see
a Star Wars The Old Republic gone drastically wrong than literally anything else gone drastically wrong. Just give it to me.
No. Okay, yeah, that's true. It just any content is good content at this point, even if it's trash. Somehow.
Have you guys seen the new animated series?
Yeah.
Which one?
Rebels?
Rebels, yeah. No. Yeah. After Rebels, there's a new one.
After Rebels?
The one that got I haven't. Right?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought you meant one that was already out.
No. I guess I just want to know what your thoughts are on that, because I don't know, part of me is like, this looks bad, but then I'm like, this might be what I guess I have hope for what they did with Clone Wars, where it's like it was bad, but it got better and really better.
That's the Star Wars Resistance, right?
Yes, Resistance.
If I remember correctly, it was shit. I think it's got like Poe and the First Order, and it was bad.
Oh, Poe.
Also, I seem to remember the graphics also being really bad. Let me.
It went for.
Oh wow! Yeah, this was bad. Holy shit! Look at those graphics.
It looks a little bit like a Borderlands rejected model.
I know, right? It's like bad cell shading. Well, guys, it's been fun talking, but it's been 5 hours.
Yes, oh shoot.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I'm tired.
But it was fun chatting, and
I think it got good right when Justin got in, and a lot of us just started carrying what we were talking about. Because it
was like very talking about games, it went perfectly.
It's like, I mean,
No, I think we had some good game stuff when we talked about how magic systems work. Well, I mostly just got the vent about Harry Potter.
Sure.
I think we all did.
And when I have a decent amount written for that story, I'd love for you guys to be beta readers on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I think because the one I'm working on now is going to be a full novella, because I'm already 20,000 words in, and it's only like maybe 2/3 of the way through. But the other two are going to be more concise. Like they'll probably be more like 20k total. For the dude who can see into the future and knows what happens after you die, and the overpowered dude who's protecting the seal.
I'm still excited for the dude who sees in the future and knows how people die.
I'm pretty excited about
Or
the
no.
main one. The main
I'm
one sounds
so
awesome.
excited to write someone who can see the future in a realistic way.
That I want to see how that turns out.
Because that's obviously very challenging, and I really want to make it work.
By any chance, Tom, did you have you followed any of the Marvel Civil War 2 storyline? Because it has a similar kind of premise. Well, not too similar, but it deals with a person who is able to see into the future and determine who's a
Nope.
bad guy.
Nope.
Aw.
Well, this guy will be able to see into the future, period. It's not like constrained to particular use.
Oh wow.
It's more like, how to describe it? Okay, so if you use the multiverse theory, right, then every choice creates a branching path. So reading into the future, first off, it will get harder the further into the future you read. Second, it will be complicated by how many decisions and choices are involved. Because if it's in like a robot, for example, it's going to be very predictable. Whereas if it's a human, even if it's unlikely, there's going to be a lot more branching paths and possibilities. So first off, you have to constrain yourself to being more into the immediate future. Secondly, you have to see how it relates to you yourself. Because obviously, if you make different decisions, it's going to complicate the futures. So you have to either not move, not speak, or do something like that while you think about these futures. Third, this has to be something you tune into and out of. If it's constantly happening, if you're constantly in tune with this, you would go insane.
Yes.
Realistically, you would just go insane. So it's something you can practice to get better at kind of tuning into and out of.
I don't know why. It makes me think a little bit about the it's a time travel book, a time travel film. Like it's about like linearly this family always can time travel, but they it's kind of like a drama, but like a family drama in some way. But it kind of goes into that. Like the more they use it, the more unsuccessful they were. One guy just used it to read alongs because he just didn't want to fuck up his life.
Sounds like a smart guy. But yeah, because I figured this was a realistic power level, because there are going to be a lot of people who want to know what happens after you die. And arguably, the more powerful people are, the more they're going to be curious about which one he saw. Because they know that there's more than one option. And basically none of it's supposed to be known by a mortal. Because, the mortal will die.
Sometimes
Yeah.
ignorance is bliss.
But yeah, everything I've told you guys isn't the fun stuff. So,
Digging it though now.
because one of my favorite things to write is going to be how he found out. And it's going to be so fucking cool.
Oh,
I'm liking it. Semi-shilling, but I'm liking it.
But yeah, I'll let you guys know when I've got a fair amount written down. I'm gonna go eat some food because that's a thing I should do.
I gotta get some sleep.
yes.
Scrub. Who needs sleep? Sleep is for the weak. I've evolved past it.
Ascended.
Yes, basically you feel like shit, but you have a lot more time on your hands.
I was gonna say, how do you watch the Avengers film so many times? I'm like, you know what, this starts to make more sense now.
So
Yes, I have like 60% more time than everyone else.
But you also mentioned you feel like shit.
60% less.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you I feel way more than 60% worse.
And
Oh no,
it's exponentially worse.
I'm so sad.
No, it's fine. I'm very used to it by now. But yeah, because that also keeps me from working full time, that also gives me more time. So like I'm team manager for the league team at USC. I also help teach the self-defense classes there when I'm on campus.
Are you the team manager
Yes.
for the A team?
Yes, for the varsity
wait.
league team.
Jonathan, do you know Dom? Oh, what the fuck? I'm talking to Dom.
Jonathan Chai?
Right now. Yeah, Jonathan. Yes.
Yeah, he's on the
roommate.
team.
He's my roommate.
What the fuck?
Small world, huh?
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's right here.
It's hilarious.
Jonathan, say hi.
Bring John on the mic. Get him on the mic.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Jonathan's right here.
That's hella funny.
Yeah, he's.
Dude, I can hear you. Oh my god, that's so funny.
So if you need to communicate with him, you can join the Discord.
Yeah, I
You'll
mean,
be
his-
in my room.
I mean, his handle's what, Seuss? Yeah.
Yes. Zeus, Zeus.
I know my fucking players.
Yeah. Oh, A team. I remember. See, I played in the A team, and I told him about how I played and fucked up, and
Well, maybe Jonathan can tell you what a horrible team manager I am.
what do you do, Dom? What does he do? Okay. See, that's better than ours, because our team manager kind of just made sure that we showed up to games, and that's it.
What did he say I did, besides
See?
fucking everything else?
Well, he said that you sent out a lot of emails.
Ah, that is true, I do.
Yes. See, we didn't get emails. Emails are fancy. Are fancy that luxuries that we'll never ever get to experience.
Yeah, I have to coordinate between a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, we have a great coach, Peter Zhang, but he's not the most organized.
It's
So
okay.
I end up doing that too.
Interesting. Wow. What a coincidence.
Yeah, it's hilarious that he's your roommate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was saying, like, I do a lot of shit. I also write, obviously. I just got a musical keyboard, which I am learning to play, which is hard, but fun. I actually pulled a muscle in my shoulder doing it.
Out of curiosity,
What?
how are you going about learning? Do you
Simply Piano app.
Oh,
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how did you pull a muscle in your shoulder?
So my right leg is shorter than my left, and my right foot smaller than my left. So my posture is literally asymmetrical. So I have to basically figure out how to posture myself, but separately for literally everything. Like, I can't just instantly do it. So basically, when I was just using my right hand to play it, I wasn't in the right posture. So I pulled my right shoulder muscle.
Ouch.
It hurt for a solid 4 days.
Okay, that's a big out.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It really is. The app is great because it listens to your playing, so you can correct yourself like instantly. So it's almost like having someone there telling you when you fuck up.
It's a machine.
Yeah. Separate from that, I watch a lot of games. Because watching good people play games just helps me like learn how to make them better and play better.
Yep, that's story of. Yes.
Story of you.
And then I also read a lot. I still have like a solid 400 books at my parents' house, and maybe 50 here.
Oh my. I have. 1, 2.
You have books, dude. Shit.
I think I got 5, and it's took me 3 months to get through one. And it's
Yeah,
like
no shame in that.
I finished one in
I can read about a page in 20 seconds.
I have like the inverse of that.
See, yeah, I'm a very slow reader. Back when I was reading like a lot of novels, like all I would do was read novels and not even play games anymore.
Sure.
I was still reading very slowly. Like I just enjoy reading slowly. Yeah, it's more of a pacing preference.
You guys might hate me.
Yeah, no,
It's like,
I know the
read
type.
the Odyssey in 2nd grade.
Man, you're one of those kids. I was still inverse. I was.
I mean, if it helps, I was void and bad at everything else.
No,
I was.
I just didn't know I was dyslexic until after high school.
Oh shit, that would be confusing as fuck.
It was just basically me accepting English was never going to be my favorite class.
And now I understand your username.
Oh.
See?
See, I think I'm just mentally impaired simply because of these things. I think it's just
To be
simple
fair,
retardation.
Actually, the Dresden
Yeah.
Files books, I discovered them when I stopped being able to fall asleep. So they were a big part of what kept me sane. So not only is it my favorite series, it's also important to me for that reason.
I love that. That's a good story. But Brian, you were saying?
Yeah.
To be fair, your name is spelled without an H, right?
That's just my name. Yeah, that's how my parents did it. They said it's the Mexican way. I don't know. That isn't supposed to be like a pun or anything. But I guess it could.
Or is it?
I spelled your name with
Faith.
an H for like the first 3 months I knew you. I was like, oh god.
That's pretty normal. Trust me, I'm not surprised.
Well,
Alright, is this it? Is this the end of the podcast, everyone?
I think so.
I guess so. It's only been, 5 hours and change.
yeah.
But it has been a pleasure.
This has
Okay,
been fun.
We need to sign off. It's gonna
Yeah,
be great.
sign off.
We could
Yeah.
go like podcast complete or something.
Alright,
like that.
well, I did the
that.
intro, so I figure I might as well. Alright, guys, thank you for watching this 5-hour-long podcast.
Who are
'cause
you?
We all know all of you did.
What is your name again?
My name is Chris, and I'm dyslexic.
Oh, shit,
I
man.
also have a throbbing chode, and my job is as a bartender. Alright, that's all, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. Good night.
Okay, that's where you edit. That's what
Yes.
you edit.
That's where he ends
Okay.
it. Seb, really thanks for the input on the story ideas.
No, it sounds great. You have really fun premises.
Thanks for the exput of story.
I'm really looking forward to it, dude. I'm really looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And clearly, if you ever have any Star Wars questions,
Oh wait.
or answers or opinions or anger and resentment about a certain Jedi that was the last of his kind.
alright, I'm
Bring it
out.
up for discussion.
Wow, that is actually out.
Yeah.
This has been really fun.
Oh yeah. So next week, same time.
Yeah.
Maybe not the
This-
same.
Yeah. Maybe not 2 hours late on my end because
And 5 hours might be a bit more than I can promise.
Yeah. I think 5 hours was a thing because I also joined 2 hours late.
Yeah,
Maybe it'd be closer to 3.
but I think we got into the groove after the 3rd hour.
Yeah. See, I think initially, in the first few weeks that we do this and we're not totally used to the fact that we're still being recorded, it might take a while.
I think it's better when we forget, when it's just us talking to each other and we're listening. And yeah, if we still want to have a format or a topic, maybe someone has to be the one to kind of guide us like sheep to the
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
I was kind of doing that, saying like, hey, are we done with this topic? Move on. But when it was organic, it was great.
Yeah, I think I'm just under the impression that we have to do something a lot and just after we do it a few times, then we'll know what we actually need. Right now, we don't know our needs,
I
so
think
we'll
you're
just
right.
do it. Yeah, we'll just do it, and then we'll understand.
So,
And then money.
do you guys want to like set a time limit for next time? Because I thought this.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think things should be natural and organic, like Christian said, and it doesn't even matter if it's like bad organic or good organic. We just need to review it later, and then we'll see what we need.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think, like, if we wanted to go to 5 hours, then we should just let it go to 5 hours. Like, it's...
I still, I don't know what do you think about this one, Brian. If we have a break in the middle and you play anime.tv.
yeah, it
That's
touched your
our
anime.tv.
Oh shit! I forgot to chill.
Do it, yeah, you did it. Do it now. Shout outs to our sponsor.
Podcast was brought to you by anime.tv.
Was made possible.
Anime.tv.
It was made
For
possible.
your
It wasn't
premium hentai. Only anime.tv.
1080p uncensored hentai needs, categorized into the neatest categories that you have ever
Your
seen.
favorite fetishes. Only anime.tv. This message brought to you.
In a library of uncensored premium. Oh, I already
I
said
love
that.
the idea if he just ended in a library and you just think of a library and the guy's checking it out.
You know,
Speaking of
maybe
that,
one
there
day.
is library fetishes only on anime.tv.
Wait, like literally inside a library?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
course.
Are you interested? Because you can find such content only on
I just didn't know that anime.tv would provide such a specific fetish. It really makes
Of
me
course.
happy that
See-
I am included.
In anime.tv, you follow your fetishes.
You don't follow your dreams. Your dreams follow you.
Your dreams follow your fetishes. Oh, only on anime.tv.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, what's this? What's this? I like this.
Oh,
I forgot to use my soundboard. Fuck, I was thinking about. Oh, God, I was planning
Wait.
on my soundboard.
wait, play something.
I don't have it open right now. I was planning.
Oh,
to.
okay.
Hold on.
Next time.
Wait, you have to
Just
like
do
boot it up?
mid recording
Let me-
so we forget.
Let me give you a taste of the soundboard. Yeah, I need one of those like Mexican radio soundboards to go like Viva la raza! You know, just randomly.
Go!
There's so much fucking cheesy shit out of that stuff. I'm like,
Just horns blaring out of nowhere.
dude, no. I'm not kidding. There's a lot really annoying shit out there. Like, I listen to it all the time because my mom and dad.
They play the
There's-
most
it's just-
unnecessary shit, dude.
Oh, they have the most unnecessary laughs, the most unnecessary noises. So many fucking like they like telegraph their jokes in like ways that are not good. Like I don't. Sorry, there was a long time I just thought like media was behind like by 30 years. But no, it's just the taste is different.
By the way, here we go.
Some of the stuff I like, some of it I don't. What? Do another one.
Anime.tv.
It's just all every single sound. It's just that.
Yeah, so the only thing I'm missing is like a real life sexy voice. Going like I might need to actually like go to USC and like pay someone to do that. Like get one of their like voice acting gigs.
I love that. Just like you could put this in your credits.
Oh hell yeah, dude, just
Anime.tv.
yeah.
Put this on your resume. I did sound voice for anime.tv.
Like, oh my god. I mean, like, I if anime can pay me to shell, I would totally take that job. Cause I would just jump into games. I swear, I would willingly jump into games and get on a voice chat and just like play these.
Anime.tv.
Is that that's English,
Yeah,
right?
that's like-
Or Australian?
Like British-ish.
Do you have Australian?
I mean, I think Australian and British are like kind of similar.
Slight differences.
Yeah, very, very slight. Not. I mean, it'd be better if I got a real lady to do it.
To have anime fund the trip to Australia.
Oh shit! If I could get the Buglio. Oh, I could get his voice. If I could get him just ahead of on TV. Yo.
I don't know if he would do that. How did he bring that up?
I just came back from a good pee break.
We're
We're
just thinking about how I need to get some like actual people to say hey on TV for me so I can properly chill instead of using these robotic voices.
Anime.tv.
How about you just do it for like us, you know? Like we just all say our anime.tv endorsements, you recorded it,
Anime.tv.
anime.tv. No, we should be like
I need
Like,
I
someone-
need like a good sound room. I need it done in like a perfectly like soundproof room with like
The
high
most-
called a closet.
quality-
Yeah,
with a
closet.
very high quality microphone. I need like your
It's a
microphone. Like,
mic in a
very
closet, dude. That's
Yeah,
all it
microphone.
is.
Microphone in, well, maybe not a closet. Maybe you could like crawl under your table. Just like record underneath your table.
Alright. I actually have to get off and go to bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
This
good
was
talk, guys.
really fun.
So, yeah, I'm thinking. I'll put something out during the week. See if you guys like it. The new title is GaemsCast. Misspelled.
Question mark? But no, this would be fun.
It's been fun.
Okay,
guys. Good talk.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm a few things like name of our podcast, I think.
Yeah, I'd say we need a good name.
Yeah.
A sign off would be good. Figure out how sign offs work. I know one
This
podcast. they
GameScast
do
was brought to
game-
you only by.
Anime.tv.
Message sponsored by.
Wow.
Anime.tv.
That first one was like some thick Russian, like.
Anime.tv.
Okay, that was maybe French. Second one was sounded kind of Japanese.
I totally forget which each of these things were now. I just have numbers on my keyboard is all.
Oh. Well,
Anime.tv.
I love that one.
that was. Oh, my Jimmy's. Okay.
Good talk, guys.
Get some
Good talk.
sleep.
Get some rest.
Good,
Good night.
Good night.
Oh my.
Alright.
Alright,
Bye for real though.
Good
See
night.
Good night.